but slow motion when we went through. Got the skid steer down. She's on the ground level down there now. Hey guys, welcome to the channel. John with Peyton Land Management here, working out here in Watsonville. Well, I did a couple building demolition jobs today, and the skid steer actually fell through the subfloor. So I retrieved the skid steer. I just made it so it was on its tracks, but it's still below the subfloor. So tomorrow morning, I'm going to retrieve my skid steer and head home because we have a stop notice on the job and we can't work any further. So there's no point in staying here, and I'm not going to leave my equipment here on the job. Well, unfortunately, we're not sure when the permit is going to be fixed and the stop notice is going to be pulled. So I'm heading to the job now to figure out how to get my skid steer out of the hole. I think I'm just going to break up the flooring around it and then use the trash as like a ramp to get out, and then I'll just load up everything and head out. I'll probably head out later tonight. I'm not going to leave the equipment here because I don't trust this area, and it's not worth leaving $100,000+ worth of equipment here in a place that I don't know. So it's going to have to go home with me, and they're just going to have to pay me to drive back. So not a big deal. So today's job is going to be getting the skid steer out of the hole here. So I think I'm going to rip this floor up here and make a ramp with the trash, hopefully. Try to get this thing out of here. The only damage that I can see that I did was right here. It was laying against the actual cab right here, but luckily it didn't like crush anything or break the window or bend anything. And I don't think the arms are bent or twisted at all from pulling it up. Hopefully. But I won't know till I get it all the way out. But I don't think there's any damage. And as soon as it went onto its side, I turned it off because, you know, if you don't, then it starts sucking no oil and it'll blow up the motor. Let's get to work. I've been saving a bunch of copper piping from this job, so right now I'm cutting it to fit in this trash can. I'm taking that, and there's also thick wiring, it's like 1/2 inch thick, I think, or 3/8 inch, whatever it is. I'm gonna take that too. So this goes to show you how unsafe this property is with me leaving my equipment here. See the wiring? See the no wiring? See the cut wires? Somebody was already here cutting out the wiring here. So I'm gonna take what I can, and I'm definitely not leaving my equipment here. Funny, I had tons of copper sitting up here, but they didn't take any of it. They just took the little bit of wiring to the house. So I cut the rest out of it. And I'm just gonna finish loading this stuff and get the skid steer out of the hole over there. So they left this amount of wiring, and the copper piping that I had just kind of scattered. So they probably would have made more on the piping that I've had than they would on all this, but this is a lot quieter to take versus this, you know. And then they've got apartments right here. So right here they're going to be building a new apartment complex of some sort for the homeless, and it's going to be right here next to all this other apartment complexes. But these are not going to have to be paid for by the homeless. You know, homeless just get to live in here and live free and go do whatever they do and come back and live. All these people have to, you know, pay to rent and live. It's not fair. But I mean, the government does need to help the homeless, but there's a difference between homeless because they want to be and homeless because, you know, bad situations. All right, time to get this thing out of here. So even though we have a stop order to not do any more work, I really don't care. I'm not leaving my equipment here. So, they're not going to put some sort of camera system here to make sure things get watched. So this thing's coming out. I'm ripping this floor up here, and I'm going to rip that floor up there. I'm going to pile it all up, and I'm going to drive right out. At least that's the plan. All right, let's do this. Get this stuff out of the way. Copper pipe here. Take that for myself. So the crackheads or the homeless don't get it. All right. Anybody's going to be scrapping anything from here, it's going to be me. I don't know what the big fuss is. I mean, we've already demolished pretty much the whole thing. What just might as well just let us keep doing it and then figure out your paperwork stuff as we go. That ain't the way it works. dig up this much material to make a floor like this when you could have just poured a pad. Seems like a waste of money right there. purpose of driving on the floor here and scooping it up with the skid steers because I didn't want to have to pick up all the mess that I'm picking up right now. It didn't work out. See, if I would have just scooped into the pile and then drove back out onto the concrete that's over here, I probably never would have fallen through the floor. Because when I was dumping into this, I was pretty much right where the skid steer is because I had the trucks like right on the edge. So, oh well, my fault. Live and you learn. At least I didn't die. Only 3 foot down. Now I'm gonna take some more of this out of here. Make enough room I could turn the skid steer around. This concrete piece out of here. Just because. Randomly show up. But I'm not really working. I'm recovering. Do what I'm doing now or hire a crane, and I'm not doing that. That would be so expensive. Probably cost like $2,000 or more. Out of my own pocket too. that worked out perfectly. Now we can actually, if we had to, drive in, grab all this stuff out, drive it back out, dump it into a truck, drive back in. So this is actually pretty good right here. Well, I'm gonna pack up my stuff and get ready to get out of here. I need to move this dumpster over. I'm gonna move this pile of trash so I can get to my trailer. The truck key is not here, so I cannot move the truck. That's okay. I'm just gonna move this pile of trash, get my jackhammer, and then I know some scrappers are probably gonna wanna come out here and start taking stuff from the building, so I'm actually gonna take the AC unit over there and I'm gonna throw it inside the big pile. And if they try to get it, hopefully they get hurt. Because they shouldn't be in here anyways. It's a closed, fenced area, so if they get hurt, it's on them. And if they do get hurt and try to sue somebody here, I'm not part of the company, so I don't really care. I took the AC unit that was over there and I threw it into the pile, and I took a bunch of trash and threw it on top of it. Now I'm gonna drag this box over there and put it next to this one just so it's out of my way. Well, I'm ready to get out of here. I'm all loaded up. When the permit is ready to go, then we'll come back.